Have you ever paused for a moment and felt that life isn't just a series of random events, that there's an unseen order, a pattern, a deeper intelligence guiding everything around you, even your thoughts, your choices, and the people you meet? Well, what if I told you that your life, your reality isn't just happening to you, but through you? Today, we're going to explore something profound, the 12 universal laws. These are timeless principles believed to govern not only the universe, but the very fabric of your daily experience. When understood, they can become powerful tools to help you live more intentionally, feel more connected, and create a life filled with clarity, purpose, and deeper fulfillment. 1. The Law of Divine Oneness. Everything is connected. Let's begin with the foundation, the Law of Divine Oneness. This law teaches that everything in the universe is deeply connected. Every thought, every action, every moment ripples across reality, touching things we may never even see. Imagine a spider's web stretched across the sky, every strand shimmering in the sun. If you touch one thread, vibrations move through the entire web. That's your life. That's our reality. What affects one part affects the whole. You are not isolated. You are not separate. You are part of a vast, intelligent whole. Just like flowers in a meadow, each one unique, yet all rooted in the same soil, we exist as distinct beings, sharing a collective energy field. This law invites us to see beyond the illusion of separation. It encourages a shift in perspective from me to we. It reminds us that what we say, do, and even think sends ripples across this energetic network, affecting not just ourselves, but the entire tapestry of life. And with that awareness comes responsibility. Every word spoken in kindness or anger, every thought steeped in love or fear, every decision driven by ego or compassion, they all echo into the universe, shaping not just personal outcomes, but collective ones. When you understand divine oneness, you begin to realize you're not alone in your choices. You're not just a drop in the ocean. You are the ocean in a drop. 2. The law of vibration. Everything moves. Now, building on that, we have the law of vibration. Science has shown us that everything, yes, everything is in constant motion. From the galaxies above to the atoms inside your skin, nothing is truly still. Every object, every being, every thought pulses with energy, a frequency, a vibration. This law teaches us that your emotions, your words, even your beliefs emit vibrations that affect the energy you attract. Like tuning forks resonating in harmony or dissonance, we are constantly engaging in a vibrational dance with the universe. Have you ever walked into a room and felt the energy was off, even if no one spoke? Or met someone whose presence instantly lifted your mood? That's vibration in action. You are a vibrational being. Your frequency is not fixed, it can be tuned. And just like a radio dial, when you shift your internal station, you begin to pick up different broadcasts from the universe. The law of vibration says like attracts like. So if you want to attract peace, you must emit peace. If you seek abundance, you must align your energy with abundance. And if you desire love, you must become a vibrational match for love. Even objects that seem lifeless like stones or chairs are vibrating at a molecular level. This law reveals that life is not static, it's symphonic. It pulses, it breathes, and you are both an instrument and a player in that grand orchestra. Dim. The law of action. Dreaming isn't enough. Here's where things get practical. The law of action reminds us that dreams don't become reality by wishful thinking alone. Affirmations, vision boards, and good intentions are powerful, but without action, they're like seeds left in a drawer. This law is the bridge between the spiritual and the physical. It's the handshake between idea and outcome. It tells us that to manifest anything in life, whether it's love, health, success, or peace, you must take aligned, intentional steps. It's not about rushing. It's not about working harder. It's about working smarter, taking deliberate action rooted in clarity, purpose, and belief. Even small steps, when taken consistently, create momentum. Like drops filling a bucket, they eventually lead to overflow. This law whispers, stop waiting, start moving. Think of it like rowing a boat. You can visualize the destination all day, but unless you pick up the oars and row even slowly, you'll drift aimlessly. So what action can you take today, right now, to align your life with your deepest desires? 4. The law of correspondence. As within, so without. Ever notice how the chaos outside often reflects the chaos within? The law of correspondence teaches that your outer world mirrors your inner state. This isn't poetic metaphor, it's energetic truth. What's happening inside you, your beliefs, your fears, your attitudes, is reflected in your relationships, your environment, your experiences. In other words, as within, so without. It's like looking into a mirror. You cannot change the reflection by altering the mirror, you must change yourself first. This law invites deep self-reflection. If life feels filled with resistance, conflict, or confusion, the answer isn't out there. It's in here within your thoughts, emotions, and unresolved patterns. Your beliefs form the blueprint of your reality. If you believe you're not worthy of love, life will hand you evidence of that belief. But change the belief and the evidence changes too. This is the law that hands you the steering wheel. Instead of being a victim of circumstances, you become the author of your reality. Not by controlling the outside, but by transforming the inside. 5. The law of cause and effect. Nothing happens by chance. We often use the phrase, everything happens for a reason, and this law confirms it. The law of cause and effect states that every action creates a ripple, every choice plants a seed, and every seed in time bears fruit. There is no such thing as coincidence. Every event, every experience is part of a chain reaction set in motion by prior causes, some conscious, some unconscious. This law empowers you to become intentional, to stop reacting blindly and start acting mindfully. It encourages you to ask, what kind of energy am I putting into the world? What seeds am I planting today? If you're unhappy with your current reality, trace back the choices that created it, not to judge, but to understand. And from that awareness, choose differently. This law is not about blame, it's about awareness. It says you are not powerless, you are a creator. Each moment is a fork in the road, a chance to choose again. 6. The law of compensation, what you give comes back. Last for today's episode, but by no means the least, is the law of compensation. Think of this law as the universe's balancing scale. It ensures that every act, every effort, every intention, whether positive or negative, is eventually returned to you, though not always in the way you expect. This is not karma in a punitive sense. It's energetic fairness. It's the natural accounting of the cosmos. When you give generously, whether time, love, kindness, or service, you create a vacuum that must be filled. And the universe responds often in mysterious and unexpected ways. But here's the secret, the return isn't always instant. The effects of your actions may unfold slowly over days, months, or even years. Like planting a tree, you won't see shade today, but one day you or someone else will sit beneath its branches. This law invites you to trust, to continue sowing good seeds even when no one's watching. To believe that no act of goodness ever goes unnoticed by the greater order of things. These first 6 laws form the invisible framework of your life. Together they weave a pattern of connection, energy, action, reflection, consequence, and balance. And we've only just begun. In the next part, we'll uncover 6 more laws equally powerful, equally life-changing. From the law of attraction to the law of rhythm, they will show you how to ride the waves of life with greater ease and mastery. But for now, take a breath. Reflect on what you've learned, because the universe is always speaking. The question is, are you listening? We've uncovered how your inner world creates your outer reality and how every action plants a seed in the energetic soil of the universe. Now let's explore the next set of universal laws, each one offering a key to transform your perspective and align more deeply with the flow of life. Law of attraction, like energy attracts like. First, we revisit a concept that many have heard of, but few truly understand the law of attraction. This law reminds you to trust the process, to stay committed not just to your dreams, but to living with intention and positivity every single day. It's not about blind optimism. It's about conscious alignment. The law of attraction teaches that similar energies magnetize toward each other, like calls to like. So whatever energy you emit, whether joyful or resentful, abundant or lacking, is what you'll start to see reflected in your experiences. Your thoughts aren't just fleeting clouds passing through your mind. They're powerful energetic signals broadcasting your internal state out into the universe. And the universe, it responds in kind. Think of your thoughts and emotions as magnets. If you're constantly fixated on scarcity, frustration, or fear, you'll find yourself surrounded by circumstances that reinforce those very emotions. But if you shift your focus toward gratitude, possibility, and abundance, life begins to meet you there. It's not wishful thinking. It's energetic cause and effect. This law encourages deep mindfulness, to tune into your most frequent thought patterns, because those patterns are shaping your reality day by day, moment by moment. So ask yourself, what are you choosing to focus on today? Because that focus is laying the groundwork for tomorrow. Law of perpetual transmutation of energy. Energy is always changing form. Next is a deeply empowering truth. Energy is never stuck. It's always moving, always transforming. The law of perpetual transmutation of energy highlights this ever-changing nature of all things. Nothing remains fixed. Everything is in motion, shifting, evolving, morphing from one form into another. This law is an invitation to recognize your own power, because your thoughts and emotions are energy. And that means you have the ability to change your life's energetic tone by shifting your inner state. Imagine anger turning into understanding, doubt transforming into courage, despair slowly, patiently becoming hope. By consciously choosing higher energy states like love, joy, or peace, you begin to transmute lower vibrations into something lighter, more expansive. You don't need to be perfect, but you do need to be aware. This principle shows that no energy is wasted. Even pain, when acknowledged and processed, becomes the seed of growth. Energy doesn't disappear, it simply evolves. So if something feels heavy or stuck in your life, remember you are not trapped. You are simply being invited to transform. Law of relativity, perspective is everything. The law of relativity centers around one key insight: nothing has meaning until you compare it to something else. This law teaches that life's experiences are neutral until you interpret them. That joy, sorrow, success, and struggle are shaped not by absolutes, but by perspective. Your challenges, your setbacks, your victories, these are all relative to your personal journey. What may feel overwhelming to one person might be a minor obstacle to another, and vice versa. This law doesn't ask you to minimize your pain. It simply invites you to view it within a larger context. But to ask, compared to what I've already survived, how big is this challenge really? It urges you to avoid comparison with others. Their path is not your path. Their timing is not your timing. And their battles are not yours to measure against. Understanding this law cultivates empathy for yourself and for others. It reminds you that everyone is carrying something, that each person's mountain is scaled with different legs, different lungs, and a different story. Perspective changes everything. Sometimes all it takes is a slight shift in how you see something to completely change how it feels. Law of polarity, opposites define one another. Have you ever noticed how darkness makes you appreciate light more, or how sorrow deepens your capacity to feel joy? That's the law of polarity in action. This law tells us that everything has an opposite, and that both ends of the spectrum are necessary for a full experience of life. Without silence, we wouldn't know sound. Without rest, we couldn't appreciate movement. Without contrast, growth would lose its meaning. Polarity doesn't just exist, it coexists. It's not there to confuse or punish. It's there to teach, to help you understand that every challenge carries within it the seed of strength, that every ending births a new beginning. This law invites you to embrace duality, to find harmony in the opposites, and to realize that what you resist may hold the key to your next breakthrough. It's the tension between opposites that creates movement, and it's the dance between them that shapes who you become. Law of rhythm, everything moves in cycles. The law of rhythm reminds us that life is not linear, it moves in waves. Just as the ocean rises and falls as day melts into night, as seasons flow one into the next, your life too follows a rhythmic pattern. There are times of growth followed by times of rest, moments of joy followed by quiet reflection, highs and lows, expansion and contraction. This law teaches you to honor the natural rhythm of your life. Instead of resisting the down cycles, what if you flowed with them? What if you saw them not as failures, but as vital pauses for rest and integration? Think of winter not as the death of growth, but the preparation for spring. Understanding this law helps you trust the timing of things. When life feels slow or heavy, it doesn't mean you're off track. It just means you're in a different part of the rhythm. And just as every night gives way to dawn, your current season, no matter how dark, holds the promise of light ahead. Law of gender. balance of masculine and feminine energies. And finally, we come to the law of gender, not about biological sex, but about energy. This law teaches that everything contains both masculine and feminine energies. These aren't about roles or labels, they're about energetic principles. The masculine represents action, logic, direction. The feminine symbolizes intuition, receptivity, and nurturing. Both are essential. Both are sacred. Every person, every process, every creation involves the interplay of these two forces. Whether you're starting a business, healing your heart, or writing a poem, you're using both energies, the structure to act and the sensitivity to feel. This law reminds us that true balance comes from integration, not choosing one over the other, but allowing them to work together in harmony. Assertiveness tempered by compassion, strategy balanced with softness, drive supported by deep listening. You don't need to conform to external norms. You simply need to honor both energies within you. Because when these forces dance in alignment, creation happens, healing happens, growth happens. These final 6 laws form the deeper current beneath your everyday experiences. They shape the rhythm of your days, the flavor of your thoughts, and the direction of your evolution. If these ideas resonated with you, share this message with someone who may need it. And if you've felt any of these laws at work in your own life, we'd love to hear your story in the comments below. Until next time, stay aligned, stay open, and remember the universe is always listening.